Hi, everybody. I'm going to just review again how to do the homework for class, okay? So we're reading the short story, The Lesson by Bambara. That's the author's last name. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be annotating the paragraphs that you've been assigned, okay? So I've converted the short story document into a Word document, all right? And I attached it yesterday to the WhatsApp group. All right. So when you open it up, it's going to look like this. And you'll see a little box next to the first paragraph, and you'll click on that box. And you should be able to see our notes from, or our annotations from yesterday for the first paragraph. Then you'll see, as you scroll down, you'll see another box, and you'll see the annotations from the second paragraph. And you'll scroll down and you'll see the annotations from the third paragraph. Okay, now, for example, over here, we can't see all the notes here. So what I'll need to do is, first of all, make the screen a little bit smaller, make the document a little bit smaller, and then slide this over. Well, actually, maybe make it a little bit smaller. There we go, slide this over. Now, we want to see the rest of these notes, right? So you just click on it and the notes will expand. Okay. And the same thing for these here, you can expand the notes. All right. You don't have to reply to any of these notes here. Okay. I'm just showing you how to expand them so you can see them all. Okay. When we get down to, where is it here? When we get down to here, I believe that when I click here, yep, you'll see that it says Kevin annotates that. So Kevin is going to annotate this part. Okay. And then Mariana is going to annotate this part. And Lady is going to annotate this part. And Chavelli, this one. And Ariana Panchana, this one. Yeah, maybe I should specify that here. Ariana Panchana, this one. All right. And then Juyon be here. And Anne will be this part. And Fernanda will be this one. And Fernanda's going down to this part here. Now, how do you annotate? Okay, I'll show you once again, just by like maybe going down here. I highlight it, and then I click new comment. I'm going to insert a comment. And it's basically just whatever thoughts you have about that paragraph. So Miss Moore lines us up in front of the mailbox where we started from. Seems like years ago, and I got a headache for thinking so hard. And we lean all over each other so we can hold up under the draggy ass lecture she always finishes us off with at the end before we thank her for boring us to tears. But she just looks like she's reading tea leaves. Finally, she says, well, what do you think of FAO Schwartz? And Rosie Giraffe mumbles, white folks crazy. So you can just start to kind of have a conversation with the book, right? So, or with the story, right? So I might be like, well, why does Miss Moore gather the students? Gather the kids, not really students, gather the kids together after they get back, right? And then maybe I can say, what does the narrator, we never learned her name, what does the narrator expect to happen? And right, so I asked myself that question. Now I'm going to answer the question for myself, which is what you guys will be doing. right? So the narrator expects that Miss Moore is going to tell them what to think about the trip, to the toy store. But she is surprised when Miss Moore wants their opinions. The narrator realizes that this is out of character for Miss Moore, who is usually didactic. In other words, telling them what to think. But this time, she wants them to think for themselves. Right. Right. Then probably you're thinking about reading tea leaves, right? Reading tea leaves. This is an idiomatic expression, and reading tea leaves. And what this means is that it means trying to see or predict the future. Right. Right. And the narrator, the narrator is surprised that Miss Moore is giving them a chance to speak. Now, I realize I repeated that down below, but that's okay. Just go with it. Remember, these are annotations. They don't have to be perfect. It's just my having a conversation with the text. Okay. And then Rosie Giraffe mumbles, "White folks crazy," right? And then, Rosie claims that she doesn't understand how white people are thinking, right? Because they spend so much money on very expensive toys. She realizes, so now I'm inferring here, okay? I'm making an inference. She realizes that she and her friends don't have that kind of luxury. Okay, so it's perfectly okay to make inferences and to make assumptions here. Okay, you're just interpreting the story. There's no right, there's no wrong. There's just what you think about it. Okay. So then after you've done that, you can click enter, and then it'll go up into the comment will be entered. Right. Right. I'd like to go there again to get my birthday money. It says Mercedes. And we shove her out of the pack, so she has to lean on the mailbox by herself. Right. So then, we can say, there's probably, insert a comment here. Right. And the kids are upset with Mercedes because they all realize that they can never go there. But and they see that, or they perceive that Mercedes really doesn't understand the situation. That Mercedes doesn't really understand their situation. Or maybe she does have the money and they are disgusted with her for reminding them that she is better off than they are. Like that. Okay, so you're just talking to yourself and to the story. Right? Right. And then I'd like a shower, tiring day, says Flyboy. Right. And then here, you know, Flyboy is emotionally distraught over what he saw because he realizes too that he is not as well off as he thought he would look at. Okay, so that's what you're going to do. You're just going to talk to the story or talk to yourself while talking to the story. Okay, there's no right, there's no wrong answer. Okay, then finally we have, so that's what I want you to do. So, so let's have up to here, let's have Ariana Suku. You're gonna annotate from here. Okay, you're gonna annotate from here. Okay, and then now notice I'm dividing the paragraph up here, and that's okay. And then, well, actually, actually, I'm gonna actually undo that. I'm actually gonna undo that. I'm gonna actually delete that, and I'm gonna actually give it more because it more kind of feels. I'm gonna actually put it up to here and have Ariana have you do this one, have you do this much. You'll do here. Okay, and then Laura, you'll finish it up. Okay, and Laura, you'll finish it. Okay, okay, you'll finish annotating up to here. Okay, so when you guys come in, you'll open it up in order to add notes. No matter who you are, when you add your notes, you'll click the pencil, and then you'll be able to add your notes. And then after you add your notes, you'll click the check. Okay, that's all you'll do. Okay, and then you can email it or send it to me by WhatsApp or by email, whichever works for you. Okay. Okay. I tried to get it to work on Office 365 and Google Docs, but I couldn't get it to work. So we'll have to do it this way here. It'd be great if on Tuesday, when we share our annotations, if you guys could actually share your screens rather than me turning on my computer. Well, I mean, I'm gonna have my computer rather than me sharing the screen. If you guys could share your screens yourself, that would be perfect. Okay. But if not, then we'll just share your document from my computer because you'll email it to me, whatever. Okay. So that's the homework, everybody. I hope you have a good weekend, and I'll see you on Tuesday.